welcome to my next Irelia commentary. This is unfortunately a game that was played on the last patch, which little replay is not quite working all the way, so we have to watch it like this as opposed to in spectator mode. Although that's not all bad, we can still see my skill cooldowns even better and everything like that. I'll just pay attention with the tab button to see what everyone else is buying as we progress through the game. But as you can see, the teams are going to be myself as Irelia in the top lane. I'm assuming I'm going up against Swain here, as they have both a Swain and a Syndra, so it's kind of an unconventional pick for them. Although, if you are on the blue side, it is okay to play champions like Swain, especially because he's right next to his own blue buff, so even though he's a pretty mana-dependent champion, he can at least get the blue occasionally, depending on if Syndra lets him. Anyway, jungles, we have V for our team and Sejuani for the enemy. Mid lane is going to be Anivia against Syndra, and then bottom lane we got Misfortune and Taric against Ezreal, Janna. So, should be a good game, starting with the usual regrowth or rejuvenation bead and 5+1 potions in the ward. As you can see, Anivia's starting a similar build, although she's actually got 2 mana potions early on, which is kind of interesting. I haven't seen that very often. And then I have never seen this from Misfortune, but apparently she's got a lot of utility. Anyway, so here, starting at lane, hide in the brush, wait for Swain, and I did something that one of you guys suggested I try out, which is instead of just backing to the lane when I see them, stand there and fight them toe-to-toe, and fortunately that turned out pretty well for me. I actually started W for that. W and E are the 2 skills that you would want to start out with if you are going to try and kind of harass someone at level 1. If you start E, you want to make sure that you either stun them immediately, or you got to time it really well after they put some harass on you to make sure that you get the stun off, because getting a slow is not going to be terribly helpful right off the bat. Anyway, what I did there is I kind of ducked into the brush just to see if their jungler was around or if he was going to his red first. Because I know that V's doing the level 3 gank there, and she actually, I kind of misplayed that. I was assuming she was going to wait for me to get level 3, but when I saw her coming up, I just kind of put some level 2 harass with my Q and W down, and V just did the rest, because Swain, if we look here, he still has his ward, so he was playing blind, which is not a great idea against a V. And so V did a good thing. I think they gave her a smiteless leash, or I assume they did, because that was a very early gank for V. And that's a good thing to do if you're jungling and you can get a smiteless leash. Just go straight to your red buff, starting wolves, blue, red. That will get you level 3. If you smite red, you can then gank top lane really early on. And if you see that the enemy top laner has not put a ward down and is either pushing or in the middle of the lane, that's usually a really, really easy way to get a good kill or something early on. So anyway, first back I have 800 gold, and I'm like, what should I do? I'm against Swain and Syndra, so let's just get 2 null magic mantles. This is something that it used to be a really popular start on Irelia in top lane in Season 2, when Wit's End was really powerful. So what you do is you buy 2 early null magic mantles, and you turn one of them into Mercury Treads and the other into Wit's End. And so they have a lot of CC between Sejuani and Swain and Syndra, and a lot of magic damage between those 3 as well, and even Ezreal. And so not only is magic resist good, but tenacity from Merc Treads is good, so I kind of am already planning out my first couple of items, or at least a couple of my key items between those 2 buys. The only problem is right now I'm got pretty low health and not a lot of movement speed. Unfortunately there, I tried to get the refresh on the minion, but it just barely lived, and so I wasn't able to get the refreshed Q to put more harass on Swain. And as a result, if you look at how many minions he's got here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 casters and 2 melees, so he's got a pretty huge wave. If I was going to fight him under it, I would probably take a lot of damage, and it's probably what I'll do because I'm an idiot. So here we go. Fight, get snared. I got 6 minions attacking me, and I try to run through and get creep blocked and stun a creep instead of Swain, and that's just dumb. So that is one way to throw away an advantage in a lane. So I guess I'll talk about the different things I did wrong. So apparently I took 500 damage from minions. So that's the first thing you want to think about, right? What I was talking about right before I made that play is right at my tower there was a huge minion wave, and I just fought right on top of them. And not only did I fight right on top of them, but Swain actually snared me with his root right on top of them. So during that time, I was taking his extra damage from his E. I was rooted in place and couldn't attack him from his W, and was being attacked and pummeled by 7 minions. And then after that, I continued chasing him without my cooldowns, and ran into another minion wave, and his laser bird, when I was chasing him, lasted a lot longer, I think, than I expected it to, which is one of the reasons I couldn't actually catch up to him. But I think even if I caught up to him, by the time that happened, my W had worn down, so like even my auto attacks wouldn't really have done anything to him. And so that's another this is another not great trade that I go in, because right as I go in, Swain hits level 6, I'm still level 5, and he comes out way ahead in that trade. My mid and jungler both come. I wasn't really paying attention, but Swain has it warded, so they just kind of come in, alleviate some pressure, and then Sejuani makes an appearance of her own. But at this point, I was still level 5 that whole time, and I was like, yo guys, just let me get level 6. I'm not really in a position to make any plays until right then. And so as soon as I hit level 6, I saw that Swain was pretty low on mana. I knew Sejuani was back in her jungle, and I just kind of put some harass. I wasn't trying to kill him there. I couldn't kill him even if I wanted to. My Ignite's down. He blew his flash anyway, so that was a big win for me. I'm pretty sure he didn't have to blow his flash though. I think if he had just kind of kept walking to his turret with his ult on, and maybe laser birded me, he would have been absolutely fine. Anyway, let's take a look at the CS. I'm at 46 and Swain's at 23. Okay, so I'm double his CS. That's a good thing. Even though Swain's doing a decent amount of damage on these trades, most of it is because I'm just picking bad times to trade. It's not because he's necessarily ahead of me. It's just because I'm not picking my trades particularly well. And so now I'm starting to get the upper hand. Like, I've now caught up to him in levels and all that kind of good stuff. And so I'm just trying to throw down some harass. I know I can heal it back. I've got two. Like, look at how much damage that did me. He used all his skills, all his cooldowns, including his ult, and I took about 200, 300 damage. And that's because I've got 94 magic resist at this point, and that's going to start playing in my advantage really, really, really well. Another reason why... Okay, that was a good little dodge on his snare. Always good to be aware of what's going on. I didn't think they'd keep chasing me after that, but he blows his Ignite, and so I just blow my Ghost as a trade. That's fine. I wasn't... Ghost is on a pretty short cooldown. I didn't think I had to use it, but it was definitely... Like, once Sejuani was on me, I'm just going to be permaslowed, so it's a good thing to just get out, especially when I have no mana for any Qs or Es. Anyway, what I was going to say right before that was some of the trades I've been going in on. The reason I had been taking a lot of damage from Swain is because, not that Swain was doing damage to me, but because I was just trading on top of the minions. And so that's, when you play a melee champion especially, you want to be very aware of your minion wave and the enemy minion wave. And when you trade, you want to, make trades or force trades when you have the minion advantage, right? And so, like, even though I have 94 magic resist, Swain was still coming out ahead in those trades because of his minions. And that's just something that I need to work on in my top lane play. It's something that a lot of lower and mid-elo players don't really think about that actively. And it does play a huge part in, like, whether or not you can come out in a trade. Or if you, conversely, if you bait someone into trading with you when you know you have a minion advantage, that's equally good. And so here I'm trying to freeze the lane. I guess there's a little glitch there. Freezing the lane is great because it gives me a CS advantage, like the one I have. Like, part of the reason that I've got such a big CS advantage is because I've been freezing the lane. Unfortunately, freezing the lane means that they will always have more minions than you, so trading becomes kind of hard. Unless you're ahead, or in this case, with Irelia, it's kind of like, once you have your ult, it's a little bit different, because your ult will heal you based on how much damage it does. And so if you can force a trade where you can use your ult and attack, like hit both the enemy and his minion wave with your ult, that's what you want to do. Because, like, if you're hitting 9 minions with your ultimate for, let's see, 80 damage each, you're going to be healed for 8 health per minion per ult stack. I kind of missed that because I was talking, but I just killed him with my ignite. Again, that's like ult plus ignite plus W is a lot of damage on Irelia, and especially when I have a Doran's Blade. Like, Doran's Blade, one of my favorite items on Irelia early game. Not a lot of people buy it. Well, not a lot of people at my elo buy it, but it's one of the best items for laning. Like, if you're trying to win a lane, or in a lane where you want to trade or want to survive burst or anything like that, Doran's Blade is a really, really great pickup early on if you're going to be auto-attacking. Anyway, the point was, if they have 7 to 8, if they have 7 minions, right, and you ult their whole minion wave, that's a free 7 times 8. That's a free 56 health per ult. So if you use all 4 charges in your ult, that's 200 health almost. That's almost 200 health that you're getting just from the minion wave. Not to mention the health and damage you'll get from attacking the champion with your ult as well. So trading when you have your ult up on a big minion wave can actually be advantageous, especially if not all the minions are attacking you. So that's one thing to think about when you're playing Irelia. Additionally, if you're trying to run away from a trade, it's sometimes advantageous to use your ult on the creep line as opposed to on the enemy champion, if it can get you enough health regen to survive whatever you're running from. Anyway, pick up my recurve bow and the mercury treads. I didn't have enough money. I would have bought a straight wits end if I had the appropriate gold value, but I didn't have enough to finish wits. I only had enough to finish the merc, which is fine. That's still one of the core items that I'll be wanting, especially with Swain's snare. Unfortunately, so if you saw that, I think the tower hit the minion right before my Q got to it, which is really annoying, so I didn't get the CS or the refresh. If that had happened, I probably could have killed him right there, or at least done a significant amount of damage by landing the equilibrium strike and then another W. But it wasn't to be. Anyway, that's, something that you always want to think about, is keeping those back minions at a reasonable health so that you can do the double jump to get to your enemy laner and put some harass on. Anyway, so my next item will probably be the recurve bow, or sorry, the wits end. It's just a really strong mid-game item, especially if you have. So the only downside to picking up wits end is that it's relatively expensive and doesn't give you any health. Like, while you do get magic resist, you don't get any health, and so, like, when you're fighting in top lane, you will pretty much always face a lot of damage from creeps. Like, tanking creeps is a pretty big issue, and so Wits End doesn't help you with that at all. It doesn't help you with the auto attack, like, damage, and so Wits End plus Doran's Blade is a really, really great combination for, like, a early mid-game against an AP laner. So that's something to think about, because it gives you, like, those two items together give you just about every single stat that you want, with the exception of attack speed. But Wits End obviously gives you attack speed. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's a good thing to think about. Anyway, at this point, just trying to harass him, farm up. I see, like, once I pushed my tower, I noticed that my entire top jungle, or our entire top jungle, is totally open and available, so I go ahead and take some doubles and possibly take red after this, I'm not sure. Taking double golems as top laner on purple side is a really, really good move. Not enough people do it, especially because, I mean, I can't speak for all junglers, but when I jungle, I very rarely take my double golems, because they take a while to kill, and especially if you're playing an AoE jungler, AoE clear jungler, and if you're trying to gank, it's just, they're very far out of the way, and it's just a hassle to get there. Top lane is also usually warded, and so it's usually not, I mean, I don't know. It depends on jungle to jungle, but when I play most junglers, like I play Lee Sin a lot, and when I play Lee Sin, I'm usually focused on ganking, and don't always clear my double golems on cooldown. And I think a lot of people are like that. So it's good to, if you are the top laner and you push a tower, it's a good idea to go take those, because you're using all the resources available to your team on the map, right? Like, having the double golem sit there is bad for everyone, so be a man, take double golems. That's my advice. Anyway, so now I've got red buff and just a lot of damage and everything. I would have absolutely gone in on that if I had enough mana, but as you can see, I couldn't even use my ult, let alone like another Equilibrium Strike or W, so I think, yeah, this is the smarter move here is to back off at this point. I think, yeah, I don't know. See, I always do this. This is one of my big problems, is I don't back when I should. Like, I get greedy again because I have red buff. I'm like, oh, yo, I've got red buff, I should bully Swain. But without mana, it's hard to be a lane bully, right? And like, he's just gonna, you know, be able to, like, I can't go in on him, because if I use my Equilibrium Strike and Q, I'm pretty much out of mana, like right there. Like, I am down to 60 mana again and can't even use my ult, so not the smartest move. The better move would be to have backed when I was sitting in this brush, finish my Wits End, maybe start towards Sheen or something like that, and then come back to lane with full mana and still have, you know, a couple minutes on, or like a minute on red buff. But I didn't do that because I'm bad. Anyway, let's see what's going on down here. Looks like, yeah, Anivia is doing real well in mid lane. She just made a really great roam down bottom and helped get her Misfortune and bottom lane some good kills and good money. Right, so, okay, this is a great example. I think, yeah, I still get the kill because I popped Ghost. But that kill would have been so much easier if I had, like, any mana at all. I didn't get to use my ult. I barely had enough mana for the Blade Surge that got me, like, that closed the gap there. And I had to pop Ghost, right? If I had gone back to shop and come back, I would have been able to get that same kill with only using Ignite. But whatever, a kill's a kill. It's still good. You know, getting a kill is always good. It just means that I'm going to be a little bit vulnerable for the next couple minutes. But anyway, do the smart thing here and shove the lane, then go back. Whenever you get a kill or force your opponent to back out a lane, you always want to shove up to the tower as fast as you can and then back. Ideally, I would have killed this next wave at the tower, and then my minions would have died to the tower, and then they would have reset by the time I got there. But I think I mean, Swain's pushing pretty hard, Sejuani's up there pushing now, so it's gonna be fine. Anyway, I don't know what they're all pinging, but, oh, okay, that's what they're pinging. Sejuani's going down there. So anyway, pick up golems on my way to top lane, because again, they're up and V is really focused on helping bottom right now, which is great. Like, I think I told her in chat a while ago, like, yo, I'm fine top lane, just like focus on the other lanes, and I'll be a big threat in late game no matter what. Because at this point, I'm very handedly winning my lane against Swain. So anyway, last back, I actually picked up a straight Giant's Belt, which is an interesting purchase. Getting a Giant's Belt is, like, if I know I have the damage to deal with Swain, which I do, obviously, as I had previously just killed him without even using my ult. If you know you have the damage to kill someone, building straight health is probably the best thing you can do to start snowballing your lane, because not only can I still kill him now, but he can't come close to touching me with this much magic resist and this much health. So I guess that was kind of the thinking there. I guess it's an indication that I'm not gonna build a Trinity Force. Another really great item there. Let's see, can I kill him here? No, not quite. Another really great item would have been to start building towards Phage, because that gives you some health as well. Although I obviously didn't have enough money to pick up a full Phage right off the bat there, but I don't know. I think since I played this game, I've really come into favor with Trinity Force. Like, again, I don't know. I mean, it's always been a good item on Irelia. I had just been playing around with other items like Frozen Mallet and uh-oh. I think I'm kind of screwed here because I don't have Ghost. But, nope, there we go. Tenacity plus Aurelia's passive, man. It's friggin' strong. I see V coming in, so I go in for the stun. V didn't go back in. Yeah, she doesn't have her ult, and she's kind of low on mana and health, so that's fine. That's fine. We see Syndra with my ward, so we're just gonna kind of back off. I didn't really see Sejuani leave, so I'm still playing a little bit safely, but at least my Ghost is back up at this point, so I can, you know, still extend a little bit to farm. Anyway, what I was saying is that I've been messing around with items other than Trinity Force recently, most notably Blade of the Ruined King and that kind of stuff. Although because I built Wit's End here, I definitely was not going to build Blade of the Ruined King, just because that would have left me way too squishy, right? Like, usually when you play Irelia, you want to build one kind of offensive item, and then either... like, you can, and then mostly survivability after that. And so, for the offensive item, you can go Blade of the Ruined King, or Wit's End like I did, or even a Zephyr. And then after that, you're going to want to mostly build items like Trinity Force or Pure Tank. Like, Trinity Force is the only kind of DPS item you should build after, like, Blade of the Ruined King or Last Whisper. Or, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying Last Whisper. Wit's End. So here, I'm just gonna try to let him attack me until I can stun him, and then just immediately burst him. Like, that was so much burst damage. Like, he didn't have very much health at all, and I had Ignite up, and, like, I absolutely knew he was going to die. I was just waiting to see what he would do, or if he would use his snare, I guess. I don't really know what I was doing, but get a really easy kill there. I've got a lot of damage built up and gold built up, so Swain ain't got nothing on me right now. Anyway, go ahead and take down the tower. It's been a long laning phase anyway, so I should probably start roaming and joining up with my team. But yeah, anyway, the point is that, like, with one attack speed item and your W, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Like, Aurelia's sustained DPS is out of control, and so your job is basically to stick on people and stay alive, and so you want to get tanky, like, once mid-game and teamfights start rolling around. And so you don't want to spend too much gold on items like Blade of the Ruined King or Zephyr if you've already got something like Last Whisper. Like, at that point you want to start building survivability. Anyway. Apparently some shit's going down in mid lane where lots of people be dying on me. I think they just went a little bit too hard. Yeah, 2 people died. Well, not even that hard. Oh, yeah, V died under the tower, literally under the tower. Okay, so I stay in, max out my mana. I was able to pick up a straight Frozen Mallet there, so that was a pretty good pick. I'm now really big, really strong. Level 16 with like my 3 core items in this game. Like this game, my 3 core items are going to be Frozen Mallet, Wit's End, Merc Treads. I've got a ridiculous amount of health, a lot of magic resist, and a good amount of damage, and ridiculous sticking power between my Q, my E, and Frozen Mallet. So, anyway, other great items on Irelia as far as survivability are concerned are Randuin's Omen is really great, especially if you use the active. Like once I mean, your job as Irelia in general is to what's going on here? Your job as Irelia in general is to stick onto their carries, right? Alright, here we go. Cleanup crew coming in. Reset on the Q. Go down. I think, okay, I have to blow my ult there and swing. I'm really proud of that kill steal. Just so you know. That took some expert timing. You can see my misfortune is obviously amused. But anyway, I had to blow my ult to kill Syndra there because I didn't have any of my other cooldowns or Ignite up. Usually that's like a situation where... nope, not gonna get her. I don't know what Janna's going way too hard. Oh, but Misfortune's tanking. Anyway, get the stun off. I think we can kill her here. Yeah, Frozen Mallet slows too strong, man. And Misfortune dies to the extraordinarily slow Ezreal ult that she sees from a mile away. That was kind of awesome. Oh god, Ezreal's chasing me, what the hell? What's going on here? Okay, so apparently I go back in. Yeah, that was probably not the brightest move. Whatever. It's worth it if we get some kills, right? Except Swain just got away. Yeah, so I just dove in, did not expect Sejuani to jump over the wall and Swain to be there. I don't know. I don't really know what I was expecting, but that was kind of rough. Come on, guys, you can do it. You can do it. Nope. Oh man, this is gonna go terribly. Hero Anivia time. Sorry, I lied. Not Hero Anivia time. Hero Janna time. Throwing Anivia into the way to get that last kill. Can she get the Syndra though? No. This is the longest fight I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. I want to keep watching this. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Oh, the Anivia! Oh, she only got one there? I thought she was gonna get it like a triple kill. I guess they must have flashed over the wall or something. I thought for sure that Anivia Q was gonna just wreck house, but almost. Come on, Anivia! Oh, that's rough. That's unfortunate. Whatever, we got a couple kills, right? Yeah, we got 2 kills. That's fine. That was by far the longest and saddest fight I've ever seen. Like, no one did any damage. I think Anivia missed like 3 Qs in a row. Otherwise, she would have had a really easy triple kill. Anyway, let's follow me again. Okay, so as you can see, I'm doing the smart thing and building a Frozen Fist or Iceborne Gauntlet after the Frozen Mallet. And when I say the smart thing, I mean the absolutely worst thing you can do. I didn't know this at the time though. Like at the time, I just like, okay, we're winning pretty hard. I'm 7-2. Let's just be a dick and build a ton of slows so that no one can ever escape from me. Unfortunately, I did not realize this, but Frozen Mallet and Frozen Fist, they both apply the Icy passive. Excuse me. They both apply the Icy passive, which is both unique, which is unique, and it does not stack. So Frozen Mallet and Red Buff, for example, do stack. Frozen Mallet will stack with like the active from Gunblade or Blade of the Ruined King, but Frozen Mallet and Iceborne do not stack, so building both of them was absolutely worthless, and I am terrible and should feel terrible because I did that. But whatever, at least I got, you know, some Sheen passive and Sheen active, rather, or Sheen passive, and some armor and mana, so it's not all terrible news. So at this point, I saw they had a 4v2, I was like, okay, they're fine, I'm just going to dive into their backline and go, you know, 1v3 or whatever. I was not able to take out the Janna right there. Okay, that was really dumb. So I jumped onto the Janna thinking I could kill her immediately, but if you had seen, unfortunately I can't rewind, but my W, the Hitan style, was like just under 1 second from coming off cooldown. So if I had waited like half a second, used my W and Q to get onto Janna, she would have died, and I would have gotten the reset and been able to jump onto the next target and like hopefully snowball that like a lot harder than we did. I mean, we still got 4 kills out of it, but I think we could have gotten the ace pretty easily if I had played that a little bit better. So that's just something to think about. Like, having Blade Surge up is great, but having a W and Blade Surge up at the same time is even better if you're trying to go for the instant kill, which can get you the refresh and the reset. You know, you always want to get the resets. It's all you play for. You gotta play for the resets. Anyway, whoa, that's did not. I don't know what just happened. I think I pressed the wrong button. Anyway, I finish Gauntlet and just start farming because I can. I don't really know what I'm doing at this point. I'm 8-2. We're really far ahead, I believe. Yeah, I've got 220 CS against. Yeah, no one on their team is more than 190, so I think my team's probably cleaning up shop without me at this point. Okay, let's go slow-mo. I have a feeling this is gonna be epic. Maybe not. Okay, I get 1 kill, miss all my fucking ults. Oh no, the Anivia wall! That was pretty awesome. A really good ult from Janna, actually. Oh man, I didn't get any of those? That's rough. I guess that makes up for my sweet kill steal earlier on, but I feel like I should have gotten some of those. Darn it! Anyway, that was a pretty snowball-y game. It wasn't even just me, the rest of my team was doing great too, but you know, if you are left untouched as Irelia in top lane for 20 minutes like I was that game, you're going to be huge, and you're going to, you know, be able to roll through team fights without taking any damage, so. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.